Hello, welcome to Magic with Melly. So it's lunchtime for me. I'm going to enjoy myself and channel a little bit of what I've been through and also my corrective action for it. Just leading by example and making sure that the collective knows how to protect themselves. I'm gonna just tap into, I got some El Polo Loco. I have some Loco energy to talk about. But first, let's get into what I ordered. I got the combo meal. It's $6 to get chips, a drink, and a burrito. You can also get tacos. You can get a quesadilla. And there's one other thing on the menu that's like $5 or $6 from their like little combo meals. Otherwise, everything else you may get a la carte, or it's more pricey as a combo, or I don't know. This is what I get. So they missed me on the red sauce, but I guess I have a lot of fire today. I don't need more fire. That's okay. Today I got really pissed off. I generated some zen from yoga, and then the anger. And I hadn't eaten anything yet. I just had like watermelon, because yoga, you shouldn't perform or practice yoga on a full stomach, because you're doing all these bendings and stretchings. You could probably make yourself throw up, but it's more like your energy should be reserved for the practice and not for digesting your food. So someone maybe needed that. I don't know where my straw went. Sometimes, oh, here we go. Sometimes I use a straw, sometimes I don't, but lately, well, I've been trying to be environmentally friendly, but it doesn't, so I'm using an In-N-Out straw because I don't know where the original straw went. I'm feeling kind of scattered, but we're collecting ourselves and doing our best. So, and I think I had an energy exchange from the drive-through employee where she was like really rushed and like still doing it, and receiving her energy helps me recognize how sensitive and how powerful I am with energy. So I don't fault her for giving me her energy on accident. I know that I can have boundaries. But yeah, In-N-Out straw. Being environmentally friendly. I was not using straws for some time. Then me going to the dentist, I realized I need straws more than I'd like to admit. And this is lemonade, by the way. Someone needs to work on the sour mouth that they have when it comes to people. If you someone needs to take their time. When it comes to anything, especially when it comes to things that are important for you. They must be low or they forgot, because I only got one pico de gallo, and that's not enough for all these chips. Plus my burrito. the Loco energy. I was in yoga practice and someone was trying to log into one of my accounts. When someone knows you very well, they could accidentally or purposefully know the information to get into your accounts. So this person knows my email address. And I think they were trying to figure out something from the account they were trying to log into. Whether it was, oh, is her passwords and emails all the same? What's her new email? Or what's her new address? Or what's this? What's that? Someone's asking you too many questions, especially like specific questions about like that kind of seem like they would be security questions. Don't answer them. Oh, what's your favorite child, or what was your childhood pet's name? Like, just don't answer it. Maybe remember what your security questions are and don't answer anything that's like your security questions. Or like update. Anyway, I've been channeling that people were attacking me and wanting it to look like suicide, when really they have murderous energy. Like they for some reason don't want me to exist, either because I'm calling them out or they just think disabled people shouldn't exist, or somewhere in between. Maybe they feel like I wronged them some way, somehow. And it's like that energy just returns to where it goes to, right? Like if I've been wronged and then you feel wronged by me doing right by me, that just means your energy is going back. Like you were wrong in the first place. Anyway, this is all stemming from someone who doesn't want me to publicly share that they would be a murderer if I was dead. And that these people actually did murder someone. Rest in peace, Julie. You and I will both be vindicated. You were trying to heal from your problems. And these people knew me very well back then. Too well. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So I was really, really good, and I trusted these people maybe too much. And now here we are. They have old information and they tried. And I was in yoga, probably in my savasana or way in the middle of my practice, releasing the toxins from my body so I don't have to carry those stories and those memories anymore. And yeah, when I get out of my savasana, I check my phone. Failed login attempts on my university account. I wonder who I went to university with. I wonder who might have a vendetta against me because I'm publicly sharing their wrongdoings. Confrontation is only for people you want to remain in your life. So their argument is maybe that I didn't talk to them before exiting their life. I have my right to reserve my energy for myself. The FBI is, you can utilize the FBI for any cyber stalking if you think that it's to a point of like a criminal level. and they will be charged by the state or the government or whatever. Like, as far as I know, do what you can to take care of and protect yourself. You can trust spirituality and that your spirit guides are already handling it. That you only received it so you can see how to properly protect yourself. Because it's like, thank you, next. It's like them trying my university account really had me screen all of my accounts. Someone needs to set up more than one authentication. So it's like when someone logs into your account, it texts you or sends you an email, and then on top of that you need to have a backup code, and then like just someone needs to set up extra security measures. Remove all the devices from the trusted devices area where you're like logged in and it keeps you logged in. Remove access to devices you don't recognize, or just all devices. Make sure all of your passwords are different from one another, because they were trying to figure out the password to one account as if I would still have the same account, the same password for all my stuff now. I used to. That was the old me. They don't know new me. They only know old me. So they're using old me tactics. They're using old... they never grew up. Specifically, I think there's people that just want me publicly outing them to stop. And it's like, I'm not even name dropping. It's like, if the shoe fits, they could wear the whole fucking outfit. These people murdered my friend. Maybe she knew something. But she wasn't spiritually protecting herself, and she still trusted these people. And I trusted these people, but I was spiritually protected. It's just interesting. Because when these people were still in my life, Magic with Melly didn't exist yet. It's like, that layer of protection was always there because of the spirituality part of it. Like, I'm helping so many people since the beginning. But the more I lean into it, the stronger I am. And then the stronger I got, I downloaded the truth. Whereas, like, when I wasn't as strong, I wouldn't have been able to handle the truth. I think I would have rejected the truth. Some of you are rejecting your truth. What's meant to be will be. And so if you don't want change, it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. Some of you know you're in the wrong situation and won't do anything to fix it. But it gets more dangerous the more you don't make those changes. Because it makes the people around you think that they can get away with whatever they're getting away with. Spirit's trying to, like, it's like spirits for some of you forcefully revokes stuff, and you're like not handling it well, I think. Some of you are lucky that you're dealing with nice people, I guess, that they wouldn't, with their own hands, harm you back. Like how I said about FBI and cybersecurity and cyber stalking. If I'm pushed to where I have to, okay, but it's giving if you have to have spirit intervene, like divine intervention, it's not going to be pretty. And your suffering's going to be much, much longer than if a human facilitated the karma. Like, I can just call not just call them, but it's not that easy. But if I started a case, that shit might go immediately in my favor. But since I have so much other things on my plate, I kind of really don't want to. If Spirit's intervening on my behalf, Spirit will play the long game with you. So, for example, in a court case, if you were to only lose $1,000 in the court case, okay, done and done. Done and done and done and done. Neutralized. But if it's not that fast or not that simple and things get more complicated, Spirit is willing to play the long game with these people. And instead of losing out or gaining $1,000, it's going to be like tenfold or more, $10,000. Someone ought to stop before you're wishing you just didn't. I ate all my chips and most of my sauce already. It's okay. Like I said, I have a lot of fire energy because of how pissed off I am. And I don't think I need more fire today. But yes, when it comes to your social media accounts, please, please, please remove devices you don't recognize from your security settings. Set up backup logins so that if someone logs in and they're not you, they have to like have a code and it gets sent to your phone, it gets sent to your email, it gets sent, like you get alerts. Change all your passwords so that they're all different from one another and nobody will be able to guess what it is. Change your security questions to questions that people don't know about you. So like, if there's someone who knew you when you were a certain age and we know what your dog's name was when you were like 5, they're going to be able to guess and bypass stuff. So make sure you answer a security question that like people wouldn't be able to guess. It's a leaf blower. That episode with the leaf blower with SpongeBob, that one could be significant for you for some reason. I'm eating my burrito. I got a chicken burrito. Thank you for being my food. I was channeling this about like the people who are carnivores. If you want to transmute an energy as like from the food that you're eating, because like if you're a carnivore, food had to die to get to you. Just affirm that you're happy to be alive and that you're enjoying the food and that you're thankful for it. God sees that, you know. You didn't do the killing yourself, you know, no harm in that. And I think if you treat yourself like a goddess or god, it's literally an honor to be your food. For you know, like it's just on a spiritual level. That's what transmutes it. Is the frequency of loving yourself. And I do love El Pollo Loco food so far. It just seems like a healthy, cheaper alternative to like Taco Bell. Or going to a whole ass taqueria. Some of us just really don't want to have that social interactions. Someone could be driving a Toyota Prius, an Acura, Mazda. Someone needs to check if their emergency lights work, or in case of an emergency, you have what you need. Could be a vest, like a highlighter vest, in case your car breaks down in the middle of the road. People on that are still driving need to be able to see you. Like if you get out of your car and it's dark, okay, you need a vest, a safety vest. A different message from a different reading was like, have a checkbook in your car just in case you need to pay someone. But also be careful of having your paycheck in your, not your paycheck, your checkbook in your car, because it has your account number. People can like wire things if they, I don't think they could take money out, but they can definitely put money in. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But it does have like information on there, so be careful about that. A weapon. Someone needs to hear this. Okay, so swords, guns, knives, whatever it may be, those are obvious weapons. It's good to have them on hand, but when it comes to like security, like if a cop were to pull you over, or if you wanted to go into a concert or a venue, you can't carry that on your person, you know? A safer bet is having a chain with one of those carabiner hooks. Let me show you what a carabiner hook looks like. So if you have a chain and one of these things, this thing ends up being your weapon, and you could like a metal chain, you could like and like smack the shit out of them with it. It's a weapon without being a weapon, and it wouldn't be confiscated, or it likely wouldn't be confiscated, and you have something to protect yourself, and you don't have to be so afraid of being out by yourself. Someone wants to go out by themselves, but they have fear. It's like, work with your fear, know how to protect yourself, then you won't have as much fear or stress. Paddleball or like tennis, yeah, one of those sports. Racquetball, tennis, even table tennis, that could resonate for you. Aqua, like a turquoise kind of color, could be significant for you. Hockey, you either play hockey, want to play hockey, or you have a sports team that you like. Even the air hockey, that could be significant too. You could have done that in an arcade recently. Or someone's first date was at an arcade. Or if you're thinking of places to take your person, maybe you should take them to an arcade. I'm hearing this downloaded message. Someone wants to cut the small talk, but also If someone has access to your accounts, they could have been deleting messages before you see them, or before someone else sees them. Like on the twin flame journey, if you think you've met your twin flame, but there's complicated stuff like a karmic partner or some other, it's like they could have sent you a message that was like very loving or admitting their feelings or blah 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 blah, and then the other person may have found it and deleted it and was like hoping that the other side didn't receive it yet. Or someone's like deleting messages because they're insecure or nervous about telling the truth. It's like your truth's not going to go bad for something that's meant for you. Admittedly, it is dangerous for me to out my murderers, or would-be murderers if I was dead. It is dangerous for me to publicly speak on this or that or this or that, because it's calling people out. But I'm not dropping anybody's names. That's the thing. It's like, the shoe fits. They can wear the whole outfit. They're going to be outing themselves. I won't have to do anything but just tell the truth. The truth can scare you. The truth can be something you didn't want to hear, but you need to hear it, because without the truth or full disclosure, you can't make a healthy decision for yourself. I'm getting a spam call, so that's kind of my confirmation. One of my friends had this happen to her, where there was no full disclosure on the car, and then she signed off on the car, everything was turned over in the name, and then she finds out. That's manipulative, to not know all the details and make a decision on half the details. A lot of people do that. They leave things out on purpose because it's convenient for them, for you to not know. XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. My burrito's gone. If you feel like something's missing or off, that's because it is. And your intuition could be a pointer. It's accurate, but not always 100% accurate. For example, I've had sexual misconduct or sexual abuse. How severe it is, I'm not going to get into it because that could be triggering for the collective. The fact that I even said sexual abuse is triggering for the collective, I understand. But what I'm saying is, if your intuition's telling you a name, don't make it automatically 100% them. It could be an energy surrounding them, and your intuition's helping you get closer and closer and closer to the real details. Your intuition could be working with your ego, with what you're comfortable with what your blocks are, kind of helping you put the pieces together. So in my healing, Back then, it was like, oh, it was your mom. Oh, it was your dad. Then, when I started looking at them a little bit closer and testing them, I realized it was the energy surrounding them or the people that were around them. That doesn't mean that person's not at fault. They are still at fault. But maybe they're not as at fault as you initially think. Like, it's like there's scales to it, right? You go from 100% to oh, they were only involved 20%. And it's like that 20% is still like boundaries, but knowing everything is better than only knowing the pieces. Some pieces, you know? Like, you can't put a vase back together if you have some of the pieces missing. The sign on the side of the truck that just pulled up literally says safety network. Like, literally, find yourself, your soul tribe. People who are genuinely looking out for you, who will tell you the truth, even if it's something you didn't want to hear because it's something you needed to hear so you can properly do something about it. Someone who hears someone talking shit about you and brings it right to you and goes, well, this person was talking shit about you, you know? But then if they're still stuck in the middle, realize that they're probably involved in the shit talking too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you know that person was talking shit unless they felt safe talking shit with you, you know? So it's giving, like, to be safer is to remove everybody who's involved. So it's like fatalities and casualties. That casualty is like you still have to accept a loss even though it was just like they were casually a part of it. Does that make sense? Like something. Like, an example is you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, wife or husband, whatever it is, and you decide, I don't want this person in my life anymore. That extends to your mutual friends who still can talk about that person because you both know them. It's like if you say, I don't want this person in my life anymore, that also involves conversations about them with mutual friends. That involves the mutual friends. If someone wants to still be in your life, they cannot talk about this person or have them in their life as well. Like, it's like you can't have loose ends here. Because that mutual friend you don't know if they're gonna switch sides. They might seem like they're on your side, and then maybe the other party lies to them, says something convincing, and then they switch sides. And then you won't know that they switch sides. Or you will, intuitively. Like, things are messier when you leave the mutual friends. And, like, even if they're innocent, like, you don't truly know because you're just going to have anxiety. Oh, is this going to be sent back to this person somehow, some way, even on accident? Like, you know? Accidents are our angel's way of showing us something. And people can mean well. Like, honestly, they could try and be the mediator, but they're not meant to be the mediator. You know, like someone maybe staying in their own lane is hard to do. And like, shit gets revealed to you, okay? Like, just trust in that. I was helping my other friend the other day talk about loyalty a little bit. Well, I just said it as a phrase, but we were in such a busy setting. I don't know if she fully received it, but it's like loyalty is more so about being loyal to yourself and not so much like, you're my friend, so I'm just gonna listen to everything you say. Because what if they're operating from like a shitty ego, and they might mean well, they're doing their best, but their best is still like kind of shitty. It's like this girl, I'm not gonna explain how I know her because that might be too revealing, but she saw me have an experience with someone she doesn't like, and between them two, it's mutual. They both don't like each other, but that person she doesn't like treated me with a clean slate because it was my first time meeting that person. But then I don't know, there was some sort of fear or ego driven thing that happened with my friend where she pulled me to the side and was like, I don't feel very good. You know, like she was just telling me a lot about her experience with her. And that's supposed to, I guess it was supposed to get me to side with her, or like she was testing my loyalty with it. And I just told her, loyalty is about being true to yourself. And so far with me, she's not done anything to me, and I'm gonna remain objective. And I just was like, maybe helping her see something she didn't see. I'm like, trauma does an interesting thing of, if you wear a perfume and you maybe wore it around someone once, but it reminded them of their trauma, but they blocked out their trauma, all they know how to do is stay away from that smell. And then they'll associate that smell with you somehow. And so I was sort of explaining this to her of, sometimes someone's dislike for you or how they treat you behaviorally is not even about you. It's about something that they were triggered by. I don't even realize like where the trigger was from. And maybe you literally wore the perfume once and they just have just held on to that. Protect yourself from this smell, from this person who smells like that, or whatever it is. It could be just really unconscious. I think the collective needed that. Of like, maybe dig deeper on why you don't like somebody or why someone doesn't like you, but don't take it personally. Like, honestly, I don't think that person confronted the other person about what their issue is, and it's just like a cycle that keeps repeating itself. I don't like you because you don't like me, I don't like you because you don't like me, and like feeding the energy back and forth. But it's like, you don't have a real problem if you've never addressed it. Like, you're the problem, and you're perpetuating the problem and projecting it if you're not being confrontational. And I was even saying, like, is this person, like, do you care enough about this person to have a confrontation? And it's like, yeah, just someone needs to reassess where the problem truly lies. Because if you've not addressed it at all, ever, then of course the problem's going to perpetuate. And then you become the problem because you've not done something about it. Like corrective action or confrontation. I'm hearing someone needs to hear this too about apologies. Apologies don't mean shit if you don't see changed behavior or a statement about what they'll do to change. And holding someone to their word is also important. So someone says they will, make sure they do. Like, stop hearing I'll take you on this date. I'll take you there one day. Or we will do this one day. I'll make sure I do that. And then they don't. It's like... accountability is important. I started really focalizing on the stop sign. So someone needs to just like pause. You can breathe in that pause. You can process and reflect on that pause. Oh my gosh, it smells really like chemical or like fuel because this person's like cutting their grass. Something about the grass is greener where you water it. I'm being triggered to talk about this other friend. So this person would lie to their friends and say they couldn't make it to our hangout for XYZ reason. But then I wouldn't treat them like that. Like I wouldn't just, oh, I can't make it, and like make an excuse. Like I don't do that to them. But they did that to all their other friends, and then they realized that they were messing up an authentic connection. So they gave me honesty that was probably really hard for them to do. They're like, wow, I'm so sorry, like I haven't hung out with you because like I've been lying about like my reason why I can't hang out. I just don't want to hang out, you know, because they're exhausted from other things. They needed to reset their nervous system. In hindsight, I didn't fully know that. Like I was only receiving them saying, hey, I lied to you and you don't deserve me lying to you. So I'm admitting that I'm a liar, blah, 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 blah. I hope that we could still be friends, whatever they say. And I was just like, wow, like you're so strong for admitting that you're a liar, you know, like they still had a very clean slate for me because of what they recognized in themselves. Like you want honesty, you got to give honesty. And then that very same thing can change liars into honest people. If they just receive the energy that they've been looking for all along. Because people become liars because they think the whole world is liars and cheats. So like everyone's benefiting from that but me, so why aren't I doing it too? But then if you show them like that someone like you exists, they may turn the page and start a new chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like, accountability, holding your friends accountable, holding space for them to figure that out. Because I was asking her to like go and hang out with me. And then I just sensed like she kept rejecting me. And then at one point I just stopped inviting her. I just held space for, okay, she doesn't want to hang out with me. She'll come forward with something when it's right for her, when she's figured something out in order for her to like deserve any of my energy again. So we had a small conversation. Long story short though, she's still choosing, interestingly, and there is some mutual friends because we shared the same high school. So it's like, it's giving, like I said, to maintain your mental health, sometimes everyone's got to go, even the ones that didn't do anything specifically other than try and be in the middle. And they could mean well. But that doesn't mean that accidents don't happen, where they're like, if they care about you and they also care about your enemy, they're going to accidentally say something about you to the enemy. And maybe they won't know it. Maybe they do know it. Whatever it is. Can't have any more accidents like that. You know, our angels can only show us so much before it's like, okay, you want to be here. You want to be miserable. Because they show you so that you could do something about it, but if you do nothing about it, it's like, okay, this is what you want then. You want this, and we're going to just let it be. But energy does expire, and when it expires, it's got to go. When that time comes, are you going to be ready? You know, if you're not letting go daily or regularly, like a consistent practice, when it comes time to let everything go, it's like you have so much more to do than what was initially designed for you. That could be all my messages for now. Goodbye.